Okay, let's talk paladin. What is new? What really is new is that we are using our consecration a lot more. Like, that has become so important. And also we got exorcism back. I think that it was in Warlords of Draenor. We had it the last time, but I do not remember quite, so write me if I'm wrong. I don't remember. And also we do have a combat res. Hello. Thank you. Wow. I feel so valuable. Thanks. Okay. Let's just dig right into it. I'm gonna make this like not too long because it's kind of boring to just listen to someone talk and talk and talk and talk. You can see all of my talents here. And if you play paladin, you can look at them. Like, some of these are pretty fucking obvious, like lay on hands, of course, get it. Some of these you may change yourself, like you don't need this if you don't want to, you don't need this if you don't want to, but I have been playing with these ones. I love playing with blinding lights because it's an AoE blind. I use it as a interrupt when I cannot interrupt or cannot stun, whatever. And I like cleanse toxins. It's really good in Brackenhide Hollow. But that is not going to be an M plus dungeon, I know that. But there's a lot of things that this could be used for. I don't really know what the other 4 dungeons from other expansion, what they have, so I need to check that out first before I decide whether I'm gonna keep this or not. But I am using Blessing of Freedom because I have always been having a lot of use for it. You don't need to have it if you don't want to, but I do, and I like playing with it. So I'm going down this major tree and this one. And, well, this one is a must. Consecration's damage increased by 10%, so that is pretty big. So you can see it's pretty much straightforward. This one is pretty much a must too. This one is so good, of Dusk and Dawn. Blessing of Dawn, damage and healing increased by 9%, and Holy Power spending abilities dealing 8% additional increased damage. That is good. And Blessing of Dusk gives you a damage reduction by 4%, armor increased by 10%, etc. The interesting thing is this one, because this is depending on a lot of things. Like, I've been simming with the raid bots this morning, and Seraphim is like the better option if there is more of a single target fight. So if there would be like a tyrannical week, and if there is up to 5 enemies AoE wise. But if there is more than 5 enemies, like let's say it's fortified and your tank is pulling like big packs, like 6 mobs at a time or more, you know, Sanctified Wrath is going to be the better choice, because this has an AoE that is uncapped, and it's really good if there is more than 5 enemies. Then this will be more valuable than Seraphim. But that depends also. I mean, if you're pugging and you don't know how the tank plays, you know, it's kind of hard to know. So I think the safe card is to go with Seraphim. But if you want to blast, like big pulls, big damage, go with Sanctified Wrath. It's uncapped. A lot of these like are pretty much what you feel. I've seen people take this one. I don't. I take this one, and I take this one. And some people go with the reduced cooldown on Blessing of Sacrifice. I don't. This one makes that if I put Blessing of Sacrifice on a party member and the damage they take, 50% of that is going out as bonus damage from me, from my judgment towards the enemy. Also, I may say this is only like my own M plus build. This is not like, I wouldn't say go to raid with this one. Like, I don't raid. I have before, but not anymore. I don't raid. I don't do PvP. This is only like a Mythic Plus build. On the retribution side, you can see what I've been doing here. It's pretty not straightforward, I would say. It's not. And I'm also going with the Shield of Vengeance instead of the Divine Protection because, oh my god, like, I'm ill to my bones. This is a calculation I did, and this is the Divine Protection all the way to this, and then here we have Shield of Vengeance. So just to get what I have done here, like if there is 50k damage incoming, then I removed 20% from 50k. That would be 40k damage incoming. And from my perspective, because I have 223,000 HP, if a 50k damage hit me and I used Divine Protection, I would have 189 HP left. Moving on to Shield of Vengeance. If the same thing happened and I used Shield of Vengeance, I would have all my HP left. And the same goes again, but higher. 100k damage incoming. Blah, 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 blah. That would be an 80k damage hit, and I would be left with 143 HP. The same calculation, 100k damage absorbed by Shield of Vengeance, 28k damage incoming, 195. So all of these, like these big hits, I mean, this is a fucking one shot, but you see where I'm going with this, right? So all of this it just seems like Shield of Vengeance is the way to go. Like the major things that will make big damage for you here, it's this one, Sanctify, and this one, Consecrated Blade. So this one does that when you get a proc of Art of War, that could cause the Blade of Justice to cast Consecration at the target's location. So your Blade of Justice will start glowing, and then you know, aha, Consecration, click. And then it will put a Consecration on the ground under your target. And the big thing here with the Consecration is that you could stack them. So if you get this proc, you put down the proc Consecration, and then you can put down your own Consecration, and then you got a proc. Put it on. You can just stack that. And to finish that off, because it doesn't do that much damage just being there, Divine Storm, big damage. Because Sanctify does. Enemies hit by Divine Storm take 100% more damage from your Consecration for 8 seconds. So kind of the play style right now for Ret is Divine Storm, Consecration, for AoE of course, bam, bam, bam. So you want to play a lot with Consecration, and also I'm going with the Exorcism. And if your target is standing inside a Consecration, the Exorcism burn will spread to a total of 7 enemies. I'm going with this one too, and to get there you need to either choose this one, which I have, because I don't really like to be like in the middle of all of the enemies, so I like to keep a distance. So a bigger Consecration is better in my opinion. It's safer, and you could go with the Hand of Hindrance. It's a personal choice, I would say. And from there I will go also with the Radiant Decree. That is absolutely better in every AoE fight, I would say. If you're going more single target, you're going with the Wake of Ashes, the normal one, and then you choose Ashes to Dust. And this also, I would choose this if you're going for the M+, and maybe this if you're going for the raid, because this is more reliable. I mean, you don't play as much with the Consecrations when it comes to like one target, but this is more reliable. I mean, you know that every 12 seconds you will gain 1 holy power. And pretty straightforward from there. Taking seal, taking healing hands. You could even go selfless healer if you want to, but I'm not doing that. I like to have the Word of Glory proc. It's much stronger heal, and I like to be able to help others, like off healing if I need to, if it's really like I can save lives, you know. And from there, just straight on down, Ashes to Ashes, Imperial Legacy, Virtuous Command, and then Final Reckoning. Boom. This is only what I like and what I think is the best, and my own conclusion of what I have calculated and everything. So you can go for whatever you want, but okay, I'm not in a basket. I forgot to put this out, so I removed this and put that out. So of course we're going with the Tempest of the Lightbringer. That is like the legendary power you had in Shadowlands. Like when you do your Divine Storm, it continues forward too. And I think that is that. I do. Oh my god. You know, my memory is so bad, so I don't really remember if there is any more important things to say. I don't know. Ask me if there is something you do not understand because I can't remember. I wouldn't say that there is like a kind of rotation to Red Paladins. It's more of a priority list. I think a lot of other classes has like the same, no rotation, kinda, more like of a priority list. What you do want to focus on or prioritize is Hammer of Wrath and Radiant Decree. And after that, I would say Templar's Verdict and Divine Storm. But the thing is, when it comes to Divine Storm, I think that Consecration is as important. I mean, before you even do a Divine Storm, always see that you have a Consecration. Either the proc Consecration is out, or your own Consecration that you put out down on the ground before you use the Divine Storm, so you can get that AoE coming. And after that, it just goes from there, like Blade of Justice, Judgment, and Crusader Strike. I only use Crusader Strike to fill when I don't have anything else to push, or if I want to keep up this buff. Your Crusader Strike now also grants you a 2% increased strength for 6 seconds. I'm not devoting my life keeping this buff up because it's a short time, but when I can, I always fill it. I'm gonna show you how I open up for a fight. So I'm gonna do this slow. I'm not gonna try to do any heavy damage, or I'm just gonna do it slow so everyone can see what I'm doing. If I'm now going with the Sanctified Wrath, I don't have to worry about clicking Seraphim. It's just a passive, so I'm starting off with building Holy Power. So in this building process, I already fucked it up, but in this building process, I try to push Crusader Strike so I get that buff going. And when I have that buff going, I press Wings, Crusader, and then I do Divine Toll, and then I do Final Reckoning, and after that, Radiant Decree. Boom. And after that, just pop that Consecration out. You see, proc 5. 3. So always try to have your Consecration out. Always try to stack them up. When you get Radiant Decree, push it. If you would do this with the Seraphim, then you do kind of the same, but you squeeze in Seraphim there. So When we have 5 holy powers, we do Crusade, then Seraphim, then Divine Toll, then Final Reckoning, and Radiant Decree. And so on and on. I think I got everything that's of value. If it was too messy to understand, let me know. If you have any questions about it, let me know. If you have any opinions that you feel like you have to share with me, let me know. And take care and good luck with Mythic Plus. 2 days left. Come on. Goodbye.